Okay, Finn, so as far as I'm aware, you've been comparing three different job roles within the media industry.
Yeah.
Could you tell me a bit more about them?
They're the editor, the animator, and the concept artist.
Okay, so what kind of similarities or differences did you find about them?
Well, the editor, to begin with, basically adds, pretty much the spice to the thing that, like, they're editing.
Okay, so are they similar to the other two at all?
A tiny bit, so they're all quite technical. And
Right.
have, a fair bit of teamwork for all of them.
Okay, so could you tell me about the other two roles?
Well, the animator basically, if you're working on anything animated, then, the animator pretty much makes it, them move and, pretty much, kind of controls how, the animation works.
Okay, and then what about was it the concept artist?
Yeah.
Yeah, could you tell me a bit more about them?
Basically, the concept artist kind of, shapes the ideas for, the other roles.
Right.
Not just the editor and the animator, but just all the other roles that could be involved.
So, what are kind of some of the main similarities that you've noticed between the three job roles?
Well, they require something technical,
Yeah.
whether that be, with using editing software or animating software,
Mhm.
or even, for the concept artist, even just, drawing softwares.
Okay, and any differences you've noticed between them?
A fair bit. For example, the editor's more, pressure-based than, the animator or concept artist.
Right. So, is that kind of related to working conditions?
Yeah.
So, which one has the best working conditions?
Probably the concept artist, since how laid back it is.
Okay, laid back in what sense?
Just laid back, meaning it's not as stressful as the other two.
Okay, so kind of do they work in a team?
Yeah.
So the pressure's spread out between lots of people.
Yeah.
Okay, and then which one pays the best?
The editor had over 100,000 pounds.
Wow. And what about the other two? How much do they get paid?
The animator does 82,000, while the animator. Oh, wait, what did I say there?
You said the animator?
Yeah. I thought I said editor for a second.
And what about the concept artist?
The concept artist is at about 31,000, so definitely the lowest.
Wow. So in terms of job role for yourself, which one do you think would suit you best professionally?
The editor.
And why is that?
Just because, it does, both what the other two do, plus some more.
Okay, so could you go into a bit more depth about that?
Yeah. Pretty much, you get to do a bit of, animating as well, while you're editing.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, you get to, come up with ideas, kind of shaping it even more, midway through editing as well.
Okay. Do you think you'd be able to deal with the stress?
Definitely.
Yeah. And, well, I guess they get paid quite well, so that's
Yeah.
a good incentive as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you want to add at all, Finn, about the different job roles?
Well, not that I can think of.
Okay, brilliant. Well, thank you. Okay, Finn, so you were telling me that you're interested in doing an editor role, possibly, in the media industry.
Yeah.
Could you tell me about a kind of career plan? Like, how would you get to that stage?
Well, firstly, I'd probably start by, practicing, editing at home.
Okay.
Then, going on after that, I'd probably, go into, a course, for, editing.
Right. So can you do an editing course at university?
Yeah, in fact, yesterday I looked at, some courses in Bournemouth, actually, which involved a lot of editing.
Okay, that sounds really interesting. Is there anything else you might do? Would you prefer to be self-employed or kind of work for a company?
I think self-employed.
Okay. Okay, that sounds good. Anything else you'd like to add about it?
I'd also need like skills for things like Final Cut and Photoshop and After Effects and all around just different editing softwares.
Okay, so if you had to kind of make up a 5-year plan, starting from where you're at college,
Yeah.
where would you like to be in 5 years?
Well, first I'd finish the course and then probably go on to a uni course like after that.
Yeah. And then after university, so that would probably be about 3 years.
Then I'd probably like edit videos like just like for practice as well.
Yeah.
And then like eventually just like work as an editor, I guess.
Yeah. And who would you like to edit videos for? Would you do it for YouTubers?
Probably a YouTuber.
YouTubers?
Definitely
yeah?
a YouTuber.
You wouldn't do it for films or
Might do it for films.
the BBC or someone like that?
I think the way I edit it would be a bit too like ridiculous for the BBC.
A bit zany.
Yeah.
So what sort, like, which YouTubers would you want to work with, or would you have your own channel?
Probably this one guy called Umperville. He seems quite cool.
Okay. Okay, sounds good. I think that's all, unless there's anything else you want to add?
Nothing else.
No? Cool. Okay, Finn, so based on your last project, which was the Killer Claws, was it a movie trailer?
Title sequence.
Title sequence?
That was going to be an action sequence, but things kind of went south with that, so we
Okay.
moved on to like a title sequence.
So could you give me a little overview of what was the title sequence about?
Basically about a gigantic crab.
Right, and what happens with the crab?
Basically, like, starts out as a regular crab, then the government drops some nukes on it, so it ends up being basically a giant crab that
Oh,
attacks
wow.
a beach.
That sounds really cool. What inspired you to come up with that idea?
It was originally my fear of snails, then we were going to do about a giant snail,
Right.
and then we changed it to a giant crab after realising it'd be quite difficult to get a gigantic snail.
No, that's fair enough. So how do you think the project went overall?
I think it went quite well.
Yeah? So how did you find it kind of organising it? Do you think you were quite organised?
I'd say so,
Yeah?
yeah.
Could you give me some examples?
Like, I'd say, like, the way I edited things was quite organised.
Yeah?
A bit crazy, but, like, it ended up being worth it.
Brilliant. And do you feel like you met all your deadlines for this project?
Definitely.
Yeah? Got everything in on time?
Yeah.
Brilliant. And how do you think you demonstrated professionalism?
By pretty much, like, coming up with the ideas and, like, doing different, like, things when, like, no one else was there.
Okay. So did you have to work on your own quite a lot?
Sometimes.
Right. Because you had a couple issues getting things together, didn't you?
Yeah, since, like, some team members were ill, the actors didn't show up, and I had a few hospital appointments myself.
Okay, so you faced a few challenges, but you feel like you got through that.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And then finally, do you feel like you work better in a team or...
A team, definitely.
Okay, so you prefer to work in a team and not solo.
Yeah.
And what is it about working in a team that you like?
Just kind of the fact that, like, all the work's not, like, piled onto you. Rather, it's, like, evenly spread between team members.
Okay, brilliant. Is there anything else you want to add, Finn, about your project and how you felt it went?
I just think it went well, like, all around.
And you were happy with the outcome?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, thank you.